So what we have here is a 2010 Yamaha 25 4-stroke. I only paid 150 bucks for this. Yes, I literally only paid 150 bucks. Now, I did have to drive 3 hours away to pick this up, and I was lucky enough to actually purchase this because at 150 bucks, you'll have a million people who want to buy this thing. The backstory that I got on it is that I got it from an older gentleman, and he said that he picked it up from his grandson, and that's all I got from him. So when I got there, I did try to spin the flywheel, and it was pretty rough. So I don't know if this thing maybe overheated or if it was ran a little bit on oil or what, but for some reason now I can't even turn it at all. This thing could even be sunk. I noticed that someone took the starter off. I have the starter the guy gave me, and that is frozen too. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take these spark plugs out and pour some penetrating oil in here in order to try to loosen up the crankshaft. So here I removed the plugs. This is the bottom plug, and I could tell these are brand new plugs. This is the top plug, and there's definitely something in the top cylinder. Now I don't know what's in there. It might be surface rust in there. Looks pretty nasty. So looking closely with the flashlight, there's definitely something in there. It looks like a bunch of rust with oil in there, kinda. And same thing on the bottom. So let's pour penetrating oil and let's see what it's gonna do. So it's turning. It just stuck right there. Really hard. Oop. A lot better right now. Actually, this motor might be a runner. It's feeling a lot better than what it did. That would be awesome if we could get this thing running for 150 bucks, a Yamaha 25 2010. I mean, come on, you can't beat it. I mean, this thing's in pretty good shape too. So here's the starter that I have to mount on there. I got it unlocked. It was pretty easy. Just give it a couple taps and it came on loose. I need to mount the mounting bracket back on here and the starter, but I don't have the bolts. But I do have a couple Yamaha bolts laying around that I'm gonna try to make it work. And I noticed that someone removed the drain plugs from the lower unit. They're completely missing. Good thing I saw this, because I need to go get drain bolts and put them on there with new gaskets. So I'm going to be adding gear fluid to this gear case because there isn't any. And also I located drain plugs. Got these from my old Yamaha 32 stroke, but they will do. So let's get some fresh oil in the lower unit. So here are my parts. This is from a Yamaha 40 and 50, and that's from a Yamaha 30. These are both 2-strokes. I found 2 bolts that are going to work to mount the mounting bracket for the starter, and I found a couple more bolts for the starter to mount onto the bracket. It's nice to have spare parts laying around, so I don't have to run around to the stores and to find bolts. So the starter is completely mounted. I still have to mount this bracket on here, but that's not a big deal. I gotta find a screw to go in there, but I got the battery hooked up. Hopefully when I press that electric starter button, it will turn over with no problem. So let's see what it does. Oh, hold on. I think it's, there we go. Oh no, I'm not getting nothing. So we got a problem somewhere. I'm gonna check the fuses and hopefully maybe a fuse is blown or something, but it looks like this fuse right here is blown. It's a 20 amp fuse, and the other fuse in here is a spare, so we're gonna take this good fuse and put it in here. Let's give it a try. All right, look at that. So what are we gonna do next is we're gonna check for spark on both cylinders. I just took the plugs and put them against the block. Now it might be a little bit hard to see because it is pretty sunny out. So let's see if we can see anything. Oh yeah, there's spark. So now I'm going ahead and I'm going to be removing the carb so I could clean that up. It's pretty easy to remove the carbs on these. So now I'm going to disassemble the carb, and I'm almost positive this motor was sunk. There's just numerous signs that tells me it's been sunk. The butterfly is also really stiff to close and open. You know, usually if you sink a motor or if you let it sit for a very long time, you know, that happens. But there's just some rust in here, and like I said, it just starting to make sense. Ooh, wow, that's pretty nasty. Look at that. I mean, wow. That's not supposed to be in there. Almost. So I got this thing running. It took a little bit to run properly, and I had to mess with the carb. But after all that, she's a great running engine. Check this out. Isn't that amazing or what? For 150 bucks. Literally 150 bucks. Look at this. Crazy. Runs so good. So the engine cover was missing, but I had a spare, so I put that on there, and I'm going to do a compression check to show you guys where the compression is. I don't know where it's at, so I'm curious myself where it's at. So I have my compression gauge hooked up to the top cylinder, and we're gonna see where that's at. So that one is at 195. So now I have the tester on the bottom cylinder. Let's see where that one's at. Look at that, literally 195. It has dead even compression. I mean, that's pretty crazy for a motor that was locked up. I mean, can't believe it, even compression. So I'm gonna do a service on this engine. I'm gonna do the spark plugs, the engine oil, the oil filter, the impeller, and the gear fluid in the lower unit has already been replaced. So let's get to it. Getting the old spark plugs out. Here we go. Old one's out and new one going in. So we're going to put the new impeller on the shaft. I'm going to grab our housing and make sure you spin the shaft clockwise and put pressure on your housing. Line everything up. So this is the tractor that I used to pull my boats out, and for some reason, the last time I used this was about a couple weeks ago. It ran great, you know, and today I try to start it up and it's backfiring a little bit and it just won't start. I don't know what's wrong with it. The battery is pretty much dead, so it's messing around with it. I put new plugs in it, cleaned the carb. I think the timing probably jumped on this. There is a timing belt right in there. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It was a great running mower. Now it's a yard ornament, which sucks. So trying to get this boat out, and I have to use this dolly thing. Motor's ready to go. I did already do the oil change on it, so it's gonna be a little bit of a pain to do this, but That's what I got so far until I get a new mower. So I got the bow hooked up and we're ready to go. So it's really windy today, but we're still gonna put this thing in and we'll see how that $150 Yamaha 4-stroke does. Ooh, these waves. Hopefully it doesn't come over the transom. So I got the boat in the water. I'm a little concerned about the waves. It's never this choppy ever, unless there's a big storm coming in. But we're gonna go out there and hope for the best. Man, this is rough. Oh man, it's rough. So this motor runs so good. I mean, for 150 bucks, I mean, you can't even buy the hood for this engine. I mean, this thing runs so good. No problems. Motor runs really good. It's just really wavy out here. Guys, got the boat out of the water, and I'll tell you what, this motor for 150 bucks might be one of the best deals I ever got. And just because you see a motor online that says it's locked up or, you know, it's been submerged, doesn't mean it's a bad motor. You know, if you could get it at a good price, there's a really good chance that you could actually fix the engine just like this one. Very surprised, you know, that it actually worked out for me. It's always great. And let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for more videos.